Would this be a smart move for the New England Patriots? Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the Daily Patriots content. Don't miss out. All you got to do, subscribe, notification bell, and hit the like button. That's all you got to do. And then before you know it, week 1, week 2, week 3, we are in the thick of it, and things hopefully should be looking good for the New England Patriots. So don't miss out. Today, what we're going to be talking about, a lot of trade rumors when it comes to Anfernee Jennings. A lot of rumors. Now, specifically, what we need to talk about is he didn't play against the Giants at all. He had a good game, a 3-sack game against the Minnesota Vikings. We know a lot of the Minnesota Vikings, though, obviously preseason, you're looking at depth pieces, but showed, hey, I still got a motor. I can play. We know he has potential and has shown, just like against the Vikings and other times last year, he has the potential to be better and to be developed more. He does great on first and second down, run stopper, as well as getting pressure in, containing all these different things. He's a good edge rusher. He is. The question becomes, is it smart for the Patriots to trade him? Now, it comes into mind, we've talked a lot about edge rushers. Yesterday, we talked about Chason and how, hey, it's looking like, and we're going to look at the depth chart in a minute, he has the potential to be that week 1 starter on the edge. And there's other factors as well. Elijah Ponder, is he going to make the team? Swinson, how's his development coming along? From what I've said, what I've seen, what I've read, there's times he's been doing really well. There's other times that obviously still learning like most rookies. But do we have enough depth where we can say, all right, Anfernee Jennings, we're going to trade you. We're going to get most likely, I'm assuming, draft capital out of that. And so that's more pieces to build this rebuild come 2026 or whenever that draft pick might be. But we're weighing the pros and the cons essentially. So comment below. Tell me right now, what are your thoughts? What are your pros and cons? As I said, as we look at the depth chart, and what's funny is they don't. This isn't technically right how they have this set up. It is what it is, though. But if you were to argue that Jennings is sure, he's a good run stopper, he can do all these different things, he can set the edge, all great attributes of an edge rusher. But people are saying, well, he doesn't fit the system. He's more, he does better in more of a closer technique, whether that's a 6, a 5, whatever it might be. And that's the same argument we've talked about for Keon White. People are saying the same thing about him is, hey, look at people like Ponder, like Chason, like Swinson, Harold Landry III. They all have speed on the edge. A more traditional, almost like a bigger version of an outside linebacker playing the edge, playing defensive end. So if you were to say, hey, Jennings should be traded, yes, then I would assume, unless they don't see a future for Keon White, I don't take that necessarily out of the possibility either. If they're like, well, I guess it's not looking like it's going to work out for him. Remember, he wasn't drafted. Neither of these guys were drafted by Mike Vrabel. So again, you're not necessarily tied to them. And especially if you're like, hey, I don't think they're going to fit the system we want. And again, I'm just throwing Keon White out there. I'm not saying him and Jennings are carbon copies. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is if people say, okay, they're good at run stopping, check. They're good more on the interior as opposed to the 7 and 9 technique, then if we're saying Jennings should be traded, Keon White, I would say, I would assume is potentially in the same boat in some capacity. But again, laugh at me. I'm just talking. I'm just saying what's on my mind. That Keon White part, I did not plan on saying. It was kind of half-baked. But again, I think there's a lot of promise in Swinson. I think Chason, if you watched my video yesterday, if not, I would check it out. And I've done a video on him, I believe about a month ago as well, where we really dive into his career. And last year was his best season. This year, I think he has the potential to really be, as I said yesterday, ace in the hole, a sleeper, a dark horse on this defense that has a lot of great pieces. So again, I see it a couple different ways. The pros, he has experience. I think he still has potential. But the question becomes, how much promise do you see? Do you see more promise in Elijah Ponder, in Swinson, in Chason than you do in Jennings? If that's the case, if the answer is yes, then I think Jennings is worth being traded. And next year, I think there's a possibility that one of their and I kind of wanted it this year as well, but edge rusher is very important. We saw that with the Philadelphia Eagles last year. They had a great defensive line that absolutely torched the Chiefs. So again, and I know people are like, Hendrickson out of the question, Parsons out of the question. Yes, but I think next year one of the priorities for the Patriots will be edge rush. Again, Harold Landry, he's a little bit older. Chason, who knows what's going to happen with him? Again, Keon White, if he's not putting out what we believe, then where's the future is who? Ponder and Swinson. So comment below. Tell me what you think. Jennings, what are the pros? What are the cons? Pros again, experience. He's had some good moments in his career. A good depth piece. There you go. And the cons would be, I don't know. The cons for him again, is he a true solid fit for this system? He had 3 sacks the other day. So again, the guy can play whether preseason or not. But if we were to get something for him, I don't think it's going to be like some home run game-changing trade, but we will see. And as well, I forgot to mention this. He said, hey, I'm a Patriot right now. I want to be here. And I think he has a good presence on the team. I don't think he's a distraction. I don't think he's a worry. So I don't think that's something that we need to necessarily put in effect when we think about Jennings. And it's a business. And he even says that in his quote. I understand they got to do what they got to do. He just wants to go be a part of a team where he can help that team win. And it's possible he goes somewhere else and he takes off. Who knows? But so again, it comes back to pros and cons. And do you believe more in Ponder, in Swinson, in Chason, in Keon White? Do you believe more in them, in their ceiling, than you do Jennings? I think that's one of the big things it really whittles down to. So what are your thoughts, Patriots fans, Patriots Nation? I would love to hear from you. Again, Elijah Ponder, I'm very high on. I think he went from we didn't really talk about him all, FCS guy, and now it looks more and more likely that he has a chance to crack this 53-man roster just by his raw talent alone, his ability to learn, and so that would be awesome to see. As well, Chason, as I talked about. If you didn't, I'll take the video at the end, but a lot of promise in him too. I think he, like Stefon Diggs, wants to prove people wrong, that he wasn't. Stefon Diggs is obviously coming back from injury, wanting to prove people wrong. He can still play, but Chason proving that he was worth his first-round pick. But regardless, tell me what you think about the edge rush. Would love to hear it. Should Jennings be traded? Yes or no? Pros and cons. That being said, you guys rock, Patriots Nation. We will talk later. Peace. Peace. One more time. See ya.